This is a wide-ranging discussion.
We talk about trauma. We talk about addiction. We talk about the internet. We talk about art. We talk about writing. We talk about
selling.
We
talk about generations. We talk about
mental health awareness.
Yes. This is kind of, you know what? Low key, this is a mental health awareness episode.
Yeah.
It's a little out of pocket.
I like it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I was a little nervous because I feel like I'm just so used to making other people aware of their mental health that to me this was a bit of a change. But no, I feel I had a good time doing this.
Yeah.
So here's a little clip from the episode, and you can hear the rest by subscribing at patreon.com/TrueAnonPod.
That's patreon.com/TrueAnonPod.
But like, I mean, luckily I have in my life, I've known people who were heroic or who were able to, who believed in a degree of self-sacrifice or who committed self-sacrifice in ways that I would consider like objectively heroic. And so I count myself lucky as having seen the examples of those people, knowing that exists. But I think for a lot of people, the day-to-day is just drudgery, right? Mm. And like it's whether it's a comfortable drudgery or an uncomfortable drudgery, it's usually drudgery for a lot of people. And I think just the accumulative weight of that really just like it lowers, I guess just like the general sense of like possibility and hope that people actually have.
It's fatiguing.
Yeah, it's fatiguing.
Yeah.
And so people do focus on like we were saying earlier, to kind of bring it back around, like. They either fantasize about this future but have no actual way to get there because the present right now, if you actually grapple with that, you would have to, of course, answer the question like, what is to be done? And that is a question that is very hard to actually answer.
Yeah.
Lenin made it seem really easy, but that's because a lot of stuff was happening. You know what I mean? Yeah. He wasn't just like coming up with that in his fucking 2-bedroom apartment in fucking Columbus, Ohio, right?
Yeah.
And I think it can be really demoralizing and defeating for people just to like, wake up in the morning and like sort of look at their life and look at the political situation or look at just society, writ large and just be like, I guess it's the same thing you're talking about. How when you're diagnosed with like 20 fucking different mental illnesses, right? You got you're nuts, you're crazy, you're bonkers.
Yeah.
You're kind of just like, well, I guess that's
I'm
it.
Fucked. Yeah,
I guess I'm fucked.
Yeah,
and I think that like that to me is like the way that a lot of people wake up and sort of like look at both their personal lives, like what am I going to do to like actually like my shit sucks right now, and then to look at like a political situation. So it's like, well, it's all this bad shit happening.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like you shrink. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's the effect that it has on you. It's so totalizing, so overwhelming that it makes you feel like just nothing but a little slug.
Yeah. So then you just watch shit on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and I haven't watched the news since February of last year, which is not like a valor. There's no valor in it. It's just like it's a thing of like all this shit bums me out and distresses me, and I can't change it. And I was like a news junkie my whole life, and I never like went to the place and fucking solved the problem.
Yeah.
So I just stopped watching the news. And like, I realized the only thing I can do is this, and it's not to pat myself on the back, is like in this whatever very limited influence I have, is like I can write about some artist that no one pays attention to.
Yeah.
Or I can tell some person this is how I got sober, or I can talk about mental illness in this way that's like maybe helpful. And this like really small orbit, I can maybe do a few things, but I can't solve the larger things. But maybe I can make the experience of the drudgery like not as drudgy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope.
Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein.